Hi, my name's Hunter, and I'm here to talk to you about Firebase. Firebase is a service owned by Google. Basically, it is a backend as a service. So when you're developing the front end of a web application or an application in general, that's the user-facing side. So the HTML, CSS, and JavaScript in the browser, that is the front end. The back end is the database, the web server, things like that, the services that are not running in the browser. So generally, you're working with a database once you get into the back end. So you develop a simple web page. A lot of times you don't need a database or user authentication. But once you do, that's when you need to be able to define those solutions like Firebase. So Firebase allows you to authenticate users with a login, and then it allows you to save records to a database. So I'm going to go through how I use it in one of my applications and how the different things it offers and how you can use it. Before that, the home page gives you a basic overview of the services Firebase offers. There are nice little explainer videos embedded throughout, which do a very good job of explaining the concepts. I encourage you, if you're interested in Firebase, to watch those to get a feel for it. So it gives you use cases, it gives you code examples of how you embed it in your app. Oh, and it is the big thing, it has a free tier, which is very generous, which allows you to put it into your application, start authenticating users using the database, and it's completely free to you. It's only once it scales past a certain amount of users or database read and writes per day or per period that it starts to charge you. But just starting out, you're not going to have any issues using the free tier. This is my application that is using Firebase as the backend. So it's at bingeworthy.app, and it allows users to log in and then create ratings for TV shows that they've watched. And it allows other users, logged in or not, to view those ratings. So working down the left side of the Firebase console inside of my project, you have project settings, you have authentication. So authentication is at a basic level is when you provide your email and password and you're logged in to a web application or a native app. Another thing with Firebase is it's not just for web applications. You can use these services for a web application, an iOS native mobile application, and an Android application. And they all use the same backend. So it's the same user accounts, the same database, records, all the same stuff across platform seamlessly. So in the authentication module, it lists my users that have created accounts, which appears here. It also has a sign-in method. We won't get into templates and usage. So here are the users. When you're setting up authentication, you just have to set up what type of authentication you want to do. The go-to is email and password, very simple. Put in an email, choose your password, hit register, you're logged in. You can also use any of these things. Logging in with Google is very popular, Facebook, Apple, and then anonymous is automatically creating a user account, not based on identifiers like email or phone, but based on basically the local storage on your device is what authenticates you. So it's pretty seamless. Database is located right under. So database is where your actual database records are stored. You can, and the database is also real time. It's called Firebase Firestore, Cloud Firestore, as you see right here, and it is very fast, real time. You hit add on a record, and it already appears in the database. So here is it also stores it in JSON, so it's JavaScript object notation, and so basically you have the key and the value. So these are key value pairs. So platform is Disney, so this could be like Netflix, Hulu, things like that. So Disney Plus, the name of the show, Mandalorian, the date this record was created. It's a scale up to 5, so this person rated it 4 out of 5. The username is Charlie M, and then the automatically generated user ID is listed here. So there are these fields available for all of the database records. Okay, so moving down, there's also storage, which allows users to store things like photos and videos. So here we go, images, audio, and video. So it's a way for users to store those things, and then you can also retrieve those things within the applications. And all of these modules have nice little videos embedded. So under there is hosting. So that's another thing Firebase does a really good job of, is being your web host. So if you're looking to host a website, web application, you can do it for free with Firebase, and it's great. Lots of good features. So I should disclaimer, you can host it for free if it's a basic HTML, CSS, JavaScript application. Okay, so nice little video here if you're interested in Firebase hosting. And then there's serverless functions. So that's a little more advanced. I'm not going to get into what serverless functions, or also known as cloud functions, are in this video, but Firebase allows you to integrate that seamlessly into your application as well. It also has that's here, it also has a machine learning kit and extensions that are available for your applications. The extensions can be nice depending on what you're trying to do. They can allow you to do things like trigger emails on events, translate to different languages, things like that. So I want to keep this video relatively short, so I hope this gives you an idea of what Firebase can do for you. It's very simple to get started. The documentation is pretty good. For an audiovisual learner like myself, I prefer to watch videos on the integration, but if you're someone who can get everything from documentation, the documentation is very thorough and will walk you through all the steps. But it is very easy to get started and get up and running with a backend database using Firebase by Google. I highly recommend it. I use it for a lot of my projects. Thank you.